Good afternoon. How's it going, guys? We're back after the Memorial Day weekend. I hope you all had a wonderful time spending time with your families and obviously remembering those that have fallen for us. But today, here we are, Wednesday, doing our live show today. And today, recently we've been getting asked a lot about exhaust systems, not only for the 6th gen, but for the 5th gen. You know, a lot of people are starting to kind of come out of their warranty, or they're wanting to change some stuff up. So what we have today is I have this 2015, I believe, 2015 V6 Camaro, and she contacted us a while back wanting an exhaust system, and we've kind of been going back and forth a little bit as far as which one would probably suit her best. So we went ahead and finalized on the MRT version 2. She wanted something with a deep little growl, something to kind of not be so high pitched, but she wanted something a little lower pitched. It is a daily driver for her, so she wanted something that was going to be nice, clean, awesome sounding. So we got the MRT version 2 that we're going to go ahead and get installed on this car today. Now the version 2, the MRT, the exhaust systems on the MRT, there's two different ones that you guys have for the V6. Now like I said, on this one we're doing the version 2. Now there's also the version 1. All the really main differences is the muffler design on the interior. So that's really the difference. Other than that, they look almost the same. I want to say the version 1 mufflers are a little bit smaller, little bullet style mufflers, compared to this one, which can be a little bit larger. So that's the difference between the version 1 and version 2 for the V6. And this goes for 2010 to 2015 V6 Camaro. So all you guys with the LFX and the LLT, these will fit y'all systems. With everything easy. Like I said, it's an axle back, so all we're going to do is we're basically take the factory mufflers, we're going to cut those off, and we're going to replace it with these mufflers. That's really all an axle back system is. Like I said earlier, we've been getting a lot of questions on what exhaust system do I go with, what can I go with, what are the differences. Now with the 6th gen, everything kind of really changed, but the 5th gen stayed pretty simple when it comes to exhaust systems. The V6, obviously, you guys that have the V6, a lot of you guys are liking the MRT stuff, and we do too. We like them because the version 2 offers you that low growl. Version 1 offers you a higher pitch sound. You obviously have the Borla and the Solo, and obviously all the other manufacturers that make theirs for the V6 as well. But today we're going to show you how this one installs and how it sounds, and we'll get going on it. So like I said, we have this 2015 V6 Camaro daily driver, and let's go ahead and show you guys what it sounds like stock. You know, so like we still have the stock mufflers, everything's still on the car. So we're going to show you how to cut the exhaust, where to cut, and everything. So we'll fire it up right now for you guys, so you guys can hear what it sounds like stock, and then we'll fire it up once we do the install. Alright, so hopefully you guys got a good listen on that. And as you can tell, it's really kind of quiet. The factory exhaust, it sounds good if you want to kind of keep a low sound to it. Don't really want to be heard, but something that you want to be heard, but you don't want to spend a whole lot of money to replace the entire system. Axle backs is really kind of what you want to look at. It doesn't replace everything on the entire system, it just replaces the mufflers, basically. And we'll show you what these mufflers are. A lot of guys consider them suitcases, and you'll see why in a little bit. Just because they are so large. But we'll go ahead and get the car in the air. We'll show you where we're going to mark the exhaust system, and we'll go ahead and get cutting. I got some tools and stuff laid out here that we'll need. We'll kind of give you a quick run through on those, and we'll get this exhaust system changed for you guys live.
So like Ricardo was telling you guys, you know, this is the MRT 2.0, all 304 stainless steel. It is probably one of the better V6 exhaust systems, definitely one of the most popular ones. For the simple fact that, like he said, it gives you a deeper tone more than anything. It's not as high pitched. Obviously, on the 6 cylinders, you can tell that it's a little bit more high pitched than something like a V8. So if you're looking for something that's going to get you closer to a V8 sound, we definitely recommend the MRT 2.0 for your choice.
Yeah. Now, I know we've been getting a lot of questions as far as like messages and emails and phone calls. Some of you guys that are coming out of warranty and y'all are kind of trying to, I want to start modding my car. An exhaust system and a cold air intake are usually the first kind of things a lot of people start with. So with an exhaust system, a lot of people know, but they don't know. So an axle back, we'll kind of touch on what an axle back is. An axle back is pretty much any system that starts from the rear axle or the rear tires. Any system that starts there and goes all the way back to the tips. That's considered an axle back. Now, what's considered a catback? A catback is essentially considered something that's going to start at the rear catalytic converters and replace the entire system all the way back. So this factory piping and everything right here, you see it kind of starting to kind of get a little rusty, a little discolored and stuff like that. All that is going to be replaced all the way back here, from this front all the way to the back to the tips. That's a catback. So like we said, axle back starts at the rear axle all the way back to the tips. Catback from way over here, pretty much where your feet sit. A lot of people are wondering, well, where does it start? Right about where your feet are, that's usually where a catback will start. So like we said, we're going to go ahead and get this one installed. We've got the MRT version 2. Now there's a couple of things that MRT wants you to do, and they explain it in the instructions. So they kind of tell you you have to cut, or where to measure, 3.5 inches from the muffler back. You're going to measure there, and then you're going to mark it, so that way you know where to cut. So like we said, we just have some of the simple tools. Let's kind of go over some of the simple tools that we're going to need. We have the muffler system that comes with the clamps already. So it comes with these clamps. All we're really going to need is a saw or a way to cut through the factory piping. We're going to need a pry bar, so that way we can get the factory exhaust hangers, we can get those loose, so that way we can take the factory mufflers off. I have an impact here, but you can also use a ratchet or anything or something. All it really does is we're going to tighten down these clamps. Once we're ready to go back together, we'll tighten those down. And other than that, some lubricant, maybe WD-40, some PB blaster, something like that, just kind of help that saw out a little bit, cut through the metal a little bit more, and allow you to slide everything back in place as far as on the hangers and on the system itself. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll say here, current exhaust system, you cut it 3.5 inches from the muffler back. Take our measuring tape. And usually when they measure, it's usually right at the weld where they measure from, 3.5 inches back. And you're right about that point there. So we'll go ahead and mark it. And we're going to do the same thing on both sides. The MRT tells you to cut same thing on both sides, so we'll go ahead and get that done. Mark them both at 3.5.
Hey, Gregory, man, thanks for hanging out with us today, brother.
So, like, if you guys got any questions as we're going along, do chime in. I mean, we are able to answer them. So Jason,
like what we're doing, share our feed, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Jason's back here, so he sees y'all's comments. He sees what's going on. You know, so if we got any questions y'all want to ask, go ahead and ask them. We're here. So we got that marked. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get our saw, and we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of cutting. Now, we are going to do a little bit of cutting. One thing I do suggest, a pair of safety glasses. The last thing you want to do is get something in your eye. It's really kind of inconvenient. So we'll get that lined out. Our extension cord over here. Along with this blade, I do have a couple extra blades sitting off to the side. When you're cutting these exhaust systems, sometimes that blade tends to bind up somewhere and you can bend the blade a little bit. So just in case that happens with us today, I got some sitting off to the side. So we'll take our blaster here, a little bit of lubricant on there. And now we'll start cutting. So let's get started.
Thanks, William. Yeah, we enjoy doing these videos for you guys.
Definitely, man. I mean, it's good to show you guys that you can do it yourself if you're at home. If you're at home, jack up the rear of the car, crawl under there. It might be a little difficult to crawl. We have a lift to make it a little easier, but I'm showing you it's really not that difficult if you have everything and everything works out perfect.
A lot of our customers actually do this on the ground. I mean, you can fit either, hacksaw blade in there. You can also get obviously the Sawzall in there.
Definitely.
So it's definitely something you can do in your driveway.
Definitely. So now that we got that loose up here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray these hangers up here, because over time those hangers, they just kind of sit there and they get real dry. So a little bit of WD-40 or lubricant, loosen those up a little bit so it might make it a little easier for them to slide apart. Should be able to get those right out. And that's what our pry bar is going to be for. So we'll take our pry bar, and I usually just kind of take right there in the center, get them past that first little joint there. Once you got it past there, then they usually tend to slide out pretty easy. We'll get that one there. Lay those off to the side. And there we go. As you guys can see, this is what we're replacing on these axle back systems. We'll put that here on the ground. That's what we're replacing, and we're replacing it with this here. So you can kind of see where everything's just going to line up perfectly. It's going to come out right to the edge of the factory diffuser. So it's going to come out right there. These are going to go right back onto the factory hanger. It's going to slide over the factory exhaust, bolt it down with the clamp, and essentially we'll be done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get my clamp over here. Oh, take that back. First thing I'm going to do. Now, when you guys are putting the system on, or any really axle back system, as you guys can tell, when you cut these mufflers, you have this little flare of an edge, a little bit of an edge on there. So what you want to do is you want to take some sandpaper or a file and just kind of smooth that out.
It just may, if you don't have it, it's not a big deal. Yeah. But it does kind of help with the installation going back on. So it is all just going to raise up a burr all the way around the edge.
Yeah. So if you get it to kind of stay in your hand a little bit easier. Like I said, we just kind of clean it up a little bit. Once you got it cleaned up, it should be easy to go. I don't know if you can kind of see, but there's just a little tiny edge. You see that little piece right there? That little edge can hold up the system from actually going on. So, got that off. Now what we'll do is we'll take our new muffler and we'll go and get that lined out. Now, some guys might be asking where to put the clamp. MRT doesn't really tell you where to put the clamp, and a lot of manufacturers won't tell you. But what I like to do is I like to keep the clamp up out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the clamp on this way, so that way when I bolt it down, everything's pointed up. If you do it the opposite way, then you kind of come back here. It's a little close to the suspension here. I'd rather stay as far away as I can, just because that exhaust is going to move a little bit. The last thing I want to do is put it close to the subframe to where it might make some noise. So what I'll do is I'm going to lay it down this way so we can turn it up, and it's going to be up out of the way. So we'll take our system here and we'll slide it over the factory piece here.
Now on this factory piece, guys, sometimes you might have to turn it 180 degrees.
Yeah.
Because if you look at this pipe here, it's not perfectly rounded because we cut it on that where they tell you to cut it. So if you look at it, you might have to take this MRT exhaust and actually twist it around to get it actually in place correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I haven't put it up here at the top yet. It's pretty much lined up with the hangers, but to slip it on, these joints are usually a little tight here. And you just slip on, once you kind of get it going, get it started. Go from there. What we might have to do, might have to open these up a little bit.
I think sometimes if you twist it at an angle and then slide it up there, it'll go on sometimes too. So.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. So what we'll do, the factory hanger pulled back a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the factory rubber off, since the hangers that MRT has and we're not fully on yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this factory rubber piece, I'm going to slide it on the MRT exhaust. So that way, when we're lining up to the factory hanger, it's going to slip right on. So
Bam.
Slide that in place. Check there, check there. Do a little bit of alignment. And essentially, that's pretty well installed there. You know, like I said, we're going to do a little bit of adjustment before we finalize everything and get it all clamped down for you guys. Twist it up a little bit, maybe center up these tips a little bit better. Like I said, that clamp is going to sit right about here. Plenty of room between the sway bar or the subframe, so plenty of room for the exhaust movement. You guys can see there, plenty of room, so we're not going to have any problems with rattling or anything. What we'll do is we'll tighten that down real quick, just to show you guys kind of a before and after.
Davis, this is the MRT 2.0 axle back for the 2010 to 2015 V6 Camaro. That's what we took off.
Yeah. You guys can see here, we'll lay this off to the side. We'll lay it off to the side. And although we do need to make a little bit of adjustment just to get that tip in line and make sure everything's going to be nice and good, nice and sturdy. The clamp's still a little loose, but it still allows me for a little bit of adjustment here, so I can clear the body right here. But essentially, that's kind of a before and after. Give you guys a live view of a before and after. You can see how small this muffler is compared to the factory one, especially since they're side by side.
All right, let's knock out the other side. It's a little hot in Texas, guys.
A little bit. A little bit.
You're welcome, buddy.
So, like we said, we got it marked. We'll go ahead and give it a nice cut. All right, lay the saw off to the side, unplug it so that way it doesn't go off there. We'll get some spray. Bring up these joints a little bit, like we did on the other side, just so that kind of loosens them up.
It's definitely going to make it easier because sometimes, like if you don't spray these hangers, guys,
yeah,
they get a little dry, like he was saying, and then it does kind of make it a little bit difficult to pull on and off.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, as you guys can see, I mean, hopefully you guys can see kind of pretty decently up there. But I mean, it's just that little bit of spray, and that clamp, that hanger is just moving right off. So I'm not too worried about it here. We'll go ahead and put this off to the side here. Take our muffler. There we go. There we go. Right off like that. So, as you guys can see, it opens up a lot down here once you get those mufflers on. And another good thing about doing like an axle back or a catback for these exhaust systems, I don't know if you guys ever noticed, maybe not because you're probably driving the car, but if you're following behind another Camaro, you tend to see these big mufflers down here. Well, me personally, I like a nice clean look. These MRTs and some of the other brands, they really kind of clean up very well down here. So having this entire area here clear, to me, looks a little bit more appealing, especially when you're following behind it.
And not only that, but you see the mufflers, I mean, they're definitely going to look more sportier than the factory muffler.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll take this, and you guys can probably see this a little bit better view of a larger burr. So why you want to take a file or something to it, just kind of knock this little edge off here. But this one's moving around a little bit, so we can go and work that off here. Here we go.
So far we're about 20 minutes into this so far, guys. You can kind of see that, you know, if you are taking this to a shop or you're going to do it yourself, you can actually see that it's not like it's going to take a ton of time to do this.
Right.
And obviously we already had the car pre-racked, so if you're gonna do it on a lift, you know, that's gonna probably take you, I don't know, man, 5-10 minutes if you're familiar with Camaro stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Camaro is actually fairly easy to rack, so, you know, if you got a buddy that has a lift or something, it makes it a lot easier.
It does make it easier. But if you're on the ground doing it, man, we've had a lot of customers just slide underneath their Camaros and just do this on the ground.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We've had, you know, plenty of people tell us, oh, I did that same thing on my car on the weekend. It's a nice weekend project, you know. You want to do something with the, you know, you got any kids or you got a son you want to kind of educate. It's a good weekend project.
I guess to me, this is probably the hardest part, is getting these pipes on at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because sometimes, like I said, you have to start them at an angle.
Yeah.
You know, because the pipes do fit pretty tight. Like you'll see, I mean, this one obviously went on pretty tight as well. This one here, we might have to fight just a little bit. Yeah. Sometimes if you just take the pipe and twist it around it, you know, if you have no burrs or anything, that kind of.
Yeah, those little burrs kind of tend to sometimes get in the way. You know, like I said, those little burrs can either make you or break you. Let's see, I'm looking at this one, and some of you guys might know, or might not know, but the factory pipes aren't always exactly even. This one's a little oval shaped, so you're having to slide the round shape over kind of an oval shape to it. So what I'm going to do for this one, I'm going to go ahead and open these up a little bit. Just kind of show you guys, you know, something that you might need to do. So what we'll do, take our screwdriver here, and all I'm going to do really, I'm going to take these, kind of open them up a little bit, just so it opens up this point a little bit more, so it allows for that little oval shape to kind of get in there a little bit better. It's really not a whole lot that we're going to open it, but that little bit can be all the world different.
Thanks, Pablo. Thanks for the share, man.
Awesome. Yeah, tag your friends, tag your buddies. Hey, man. You know, these guys are showing you how to do it. You know, if you guys got any suggestions, shoot us a message. Hey, if there's something y'all are looking to see us do, shoot us a message. We'd be more than happy to consider it. All right, so we opened it up a little bit.
See if that works.
Like I said, we were talking about that going at it at an angle. Just a matter of finding that right angle. See if it can slide right on. Just a little bit.
Now you can take it down, probably down at an angle like this and go up.
Anything like that.
Yeah, just kind of start working it that way. We've done this before, guys. Like I said, this was always the hardest part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to probably turn it all the way around. Just keep twisting until it goes on.
Got to make sure we don't ding up the diffuser any. Let's see here. See if we can open this up a little bit more.
What kind of muffler is that and what model car you on? Kevin, this is the MRT 2.0 for the V6 Camaro. It fits the 2010 to 2015 Camaro.
Mm-hmm.
This particular Camaro is a 2015 RS model, V6.
Try it again.
Yeah, that's nice and clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, I gotta work it around. Yeah, probably we're gonna forget that.
Let's see here. Not being too nice to me today, I guess. Making sure I don't have any little burrs. Like I said, those little burrs always sneak up on you. Whew. Did we say it was hot in Texas? It's a little warm. A little warm today.
There you go. Keep going. Just gotta keep it. We got a little flat spot on this exhaust here. So might twist it around. You see that little flat spot right there?
Yeah.
You might have to bang that out with the hammer. Small thing.
Small thing. Alright. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll lower the car a little bit. Kind of reaching. Alright.
The thing is, when you cut this, it's like I said, it's at an oval this way. So you got to try to fight it on to get it to go around that piece there.
Here, so where's that?
I'm just walking this.
Okay.
I think there was a flat spot here on one of them.
Here. Oh, there it's right here. Try it again.
Start from the top first. That's kind of.
Yeah. Getting it from the top. Just because these hangers.
Yeah.
When you go up.
These hangers in your way. She's trying to fight this little area here. At the
Yeah.
same time. Cutter needs more muscles.
I do need to go to the gym. I do need to go to the gym.
You gotta pull the top up a little bit. Yeah. Then I twisted it on. So people lose fingers right here.
Well, if I twist it up, then these hangers sit here. Come on. I feel it. Just wanting to grab it. I want to get right in there.
Hey, give me a hand real quick.
All right.
Put a little bevel on it.
All right. Now, like we said, guys, this is the hardest part.
It always has been. This is not our first MRT to put on.
No.
But this has always been the one to fight.
And it's really no matter which exhaust system. It really does.
They go on pretty tight, which is a good thing. Start twisting back through this way.
See if we can go from the bottom up. You know what I'm gonna do? Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. Done it once before. It worked out pretty well.
What do you recommend for a 2012 V6 Camaro? Okay, for an exhaust system, I recommend this one, believe it or not.
See, all I'm doing here, guys, I'm taking this clamp and I'm squeezing it. You can already see it already kind of rounded everything out a little bit better. So hopefully when we let loose, we can kind of keep that shape a little bit. Take a look. There we go, that's a little rounder. Give that a try. Like I said, I've just done that once before with every other system. Never really had to. You know, MRT usually, like I said, it's just on the factory pipe. It's not the MRT fault. The factory pipe kind of got a little oval shape.
What do I recommend for a 2015 SS? So, William, it just depends, man. If you're looking for something that's raspy, I would probably say Borla Attack. That's a good system. If you're looking for something a little bit deeper tone, I would say probably MBRP. You know, both of those are going to be Catbacks, is what I'd recommend. If you're going to do like full-on cam, I would probably say I like the sound of the MBRP 3-inch exhaust system. If you're looking for something that's kind of loud, raspy, and I would say probably go with the Borla Attack. You know, if you're looking for something a little calm, Borla S-Type. That's a good sounding system. That definitely is. It's not overly aggressive. It's kind of like the mid between exhaust systems and what we kind of look at. Borla S-Type definitely is not overly aggressive at all.
A little on the tamer side. But it also depends on, you know, like Jason's trying to explain it to them. It also depends on whether you want a catback or axleback. Believe it or not, the full catbacks really kind of change the sound a lot. All right. That oval shape really getting us, huh? What do you think, Jason? The oval shape's getting to us.
I want the loud. I want to be loud and not so raspy. I would say do. If it's stock, I would say. If you're going to modify, I would probably say MBRP. I think it's a good sounding exhaust system. It's not raspy. It's more of a deep sound than anything. The way their mufflers, they're almost shaped somewhat like this, but they're round. That's probably the one I would probably recommend the most. Is probably the MBRP.
If you want to hear some kind of different sounds, we have some YouTube videos of some installs that we've done in the past as far as MBRP on a stock car. I believe it was a red one. So you might want to check that out on the YouTube channel. And I want to say there's some other exhaust systems that we have on there. So if you want to kind of hear some of the differences, check out the YouTube channel. It'll have some on there. Try this again.
Yeah, we've done it before.
Yeah.
We fought this thing inside before.
Yeah. I think it's just because the factory muffler is just got a little oval to it right here. You know, so
you're trying to fit a round pipe or oval pipe.
Yeah. That's just where we're running into it.
Start the oval.
There you
go.
All right. Let's see. You know what? We're gonna get a second set of hands out here. See if we can pass off the camera and see if Jason can get his hands dirty a little bit. What do you guys think? I think it's time for Jason to get his hands dirty.
Now we'll pass the camera off.
We're going to pass the camera off and see if Jason can hold that exhaust down a little bit, just so we can get past that oval. Like I said, you know, sometimes the factory system's got that oval in there. It's a little easier or a little more difficult. Try that. All right. Hold this down a little bit. Listen to this. Yeah, it's just that one spot I'm looking right at it. When in doubt, guys, use a bigger hammer. Sometimes that helps. A little intimidation to the pipe. Bigger hammer, maybe help it out a little bit. So we'll check it out. Just right on that oval. Squeeze that a little bit. We got Jason working a sweat now. All right, Jason. There we go. There we go. You put the clamp? I think. Oh, no. I'm just gonna go. There we go. Get that split. The TV blaster. Yep. That was the guy here. Alright, let's see the other side. Yeah, keep it. There we go. Well, keep that. Yeah. Get that back a little bit. There you go. There we go.
That wasn't too bad.
There we go. Alright, so now what we'll do is we'll get that hanger. Jason's got it over there. Get a little bit of spray on it. We'll get the clamp put in place. We'll line that up. And then we'll fire it up for you guys, and then we'll finish it off. And we'll go back together. So I'll slide that on.
Johnny likes the I need to push my 2012 F. Hey man, we got them.
I got them. No wait, man.
We got those.
No wait. No wait time. I mean, other than ground
Johnny
shipping.
likes the Born Attack. The Born Attack nice exhaust system.
It is.
How hot is it in Texas? Always hot in Texas.
Always hot. I think we're coming into that season to where it's hot just no matter what. Alright, so we'll twist that a little bit more. Yeah. Alright. We got that lined up. So what we'll do, just so you guys can kind of hear the before and after, for some of you guys that have been here through the struggle. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and fire it up. You guys can hear it. Can you twist it a little bit more? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I need
to come out. Oh, just right there. There we go. Here. Thought the hanger was just on a different location. Here. Can you come out? Okay, yeah. How about we tighten it up there?
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and fire it up.
We'll tighten up, guys, and we'll listen to it.
All right, so we'll go ahead and lower it, and we'll fire it up, and we'll come back and make the final adjustments as far as getting the tip perfectly center. They're a little off right now, but we'll go ahead and fire it up so you guys can hear it. And after the show, we'll come back, make some minor adjustments, and get it on down the road. All right, should be good, Jason. There you go. All right, y'all ready for it? Here we go.
You'll notice it has a much deeper sound.
And with a simple axle back replacement.
That's it, guys. Thank
There you have
for
it.
hanging us out through the struggle today. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. That's essentially the MRT version 2 install that we did for you guys. And like we said earlier, most axle backs and are going to install very similar to this. I'm not going to struggle a little bit too much, but like I said, most systems will. But like we said, thanks for hanging out. We'll show you. We'll give you guys the end result as far as pictures and stuff like that, kind of a before and after, and we'll definitely go from there. So, but thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you all next week.